What you're looking at right now is the latest addition to my game. The Earth is surrounded by orbital debris belts, essentially. These belts are basically just orbital paths that are full of debris of asteroids and stuff that prevents humanity from leaving the planet. They're very expertly crafted. I spent time like actually figuring out how to properly position all these so that essentially if you tried to leave the planet, if you tried to put up a satellite, if you tried to do anything in space, you couldn't. You can see there's one equatorial belt, there's a polar belt, there's actually several polar belts. There are some that go, have like a 45-degree inclination roughly. And then there's the geostationary belt, which prevents us from, building our GPS network. This belt right here, this whole system of orbital belts is tantamount, it's paramount to the concept of my game, which is that aliens have essentially thrown asteroids at the planet and detonated them to prevent humanity from leaving the planet while they come in and take over the solar system and prevent us from destroying all life in the universe, essentially. That is kind of the story that I'm going for here. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this. I mean, holy cow. I turned off all the orbital paths and I've added a button that toggles this thing so that you can see it better because damn, dude. I mean, the game is still functional. Right now we're in the minimap mode, right? If I get out of minimap mode, we can actually see the Earth in like live gameplay mode. Like right now we are in the local gameplay area and you can see the planet. Oh my god, dude. That is actually kind of terrifying to look at. That is the planet. That is our home planet. Planet Earth, surrounded by orbital debris. It almost looks like an atom. Isn't that cool? Isn't that just so insanely cool? Imagine you're in space, right? You're mining an asteroid, you're building something, and you just look at your home planet, and that is what you see. Now, in real life, you wouldn't actually see it like this. This is just, I said it this way so that you could actually visualize it, right? Um, but yeah, in the minimap mode, you're going to want to know where these orbital debris belts are so that you could properly enter them. And yeah, your job as the player will be to essentially match the orbit of these belts because, these are actual orbital paths. They're not just circles that I drew in space. Like they use real orbital physics to be built. Like, for example, you see this one with a very high eccentricity. It looks like an oval because that's what it is, essentially. But yeah, you are going to have to enter these belts. You're going to have to upgrade your ship's micrometeoroid shields. You're going to have to upgrade your weaponry, your tools. You're going to have to do so much work to clear these out. Your goal is to get rid of these. You're going to start with the geostationary belt, so you can build space stations in it. And then you're going to move on to the easier belts, which are these large ones, right? Because everything moves slower the farther away from the body it is. And then you're going to have to finish up with these really fast, dense belts. These are the belts that are real killers. So if humans try to leave this planet, one of these belts will take you out no matter what. No ship we could build in the near future will have enough delta V to escape this, unless you like fire your engines straight up. But that's not a feasible way to launch. For one, you can't launch from the poles, right? If you try to launch from the poles, well, you're just going to get screwed over. I mean, you're going to have to transport all of that rocketry to the poles. It's just not going to be feasible. And another thing is, if you try to launch from the equator, or if you try to launch, from near the equator, yeah, you probably could, but you can't carry a lot of mass. You're gonna have to fire at a very high angle. This is very expertly crafted, and I'm gonna add more of these. There's gonna be a ton of these belts. Trust me. Yeah, the point of this game is that you're going to have to build orbital infrastructure. You're going to have to build drones, factories, power stations, all sorts of things to clear all this debris out. And when you enter one of these belts in a local gameplay, so you're going to be able to actually go inside of those belts. When you enter them, you're going to be met with a huge storm, essentially, of rock, debris, all sorts of stuff. And you're going to have to destroy all of it. And yeah, honestly, I think this is a pretty cool concept. Like, I was kind of iffy about it up to this point, but dude, this looks so freaking cool. Imagine every terrestrial planet or body in the solar system surrounded by something like this. That is just so cool. It's like Kerbal Space Program on steroids. I mean, you're gonna have to actually match these orbits. If you don't know anything about orbital mechanics, you're going to have to learn. But I'm going to add features that will automatically do these things for you. Because, like, honestly, that's not really that fun. Like, to constantly be fiddling with orbital stuff. But that stuff will come later. Because for now, I'm going to get these working. And then, see, that's the ship right there. In fact, if I speed up time, you can actually see that we are, in fact, orbiting the planet. We are orbiting Earth. The moon is orbiting Earth, too. Although the moon does not have a mesh currently. But yeah, the Earth is orbiting the sun. There's Mercury. There's a comet. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show this off real quick. Yeah, nothing really eventful besides that. Next video I upload, I'm going to probably implement the, asteroid functionality. So when you enter one of these belts, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you actually, have to fight the asteroids and stuff like that. But that's just for the next video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.